Hello, welcome back to my channel, Home Life with Rebecca. Happy Tuesday or Tea Tuesday. I'm finally jumping on the Tea Tuesday bandwagon. So Tea Tuesday was started by, I believe, Life with Patty and Kathy's Favorite Things. And I know Mrs. Peach, Thrifty Living, also joins in on Tea Tuesday. It's just a hashtag they use, all lowercase letters. I follow Life with Patty and I follow Mrs. Peach. So I just checked out Kathy's Favorite Things. She does a lot of crafts and things like that. But basically, Mrs. Peach was telling me that Tea Tuesday can just be about whatever you want to talk about. It kind of reminded me of my teenagers when they say stuff like, we're going to spill the tea, like have some gossip, have some chit chat. So that's what we're doing today. I have an 18-year-old. I have a 16-year-old, almost 7, he'll be 17 in November. I have a 15-year-old, almost 14-year-old, a couple weeks. And sorry, I'm still battling a cold. And then I have a 12-year-old, and then I have a 9-year-old. So we are in the throes of teenage years, even at 12, the preteen. So there is hormones, and there are things going on, and it's a scary time, and as a parent, it's a lonely time because sometimes I just feel really alone, like nobody else could possibly know, what I'm struggling with. I just feel like lately I've just had such a hard time connecting with my teen because I've been having kind of a pity party and feeling sorry for myself, and like they're mean to me, and it's hard to not take things personally. But I've really been reading a lot, and I've been following some like Instagram pages with like inspiring memes and quotes and stuff, and just those tools that are helping my brain kind of shift to, okay, even though they're standing in front of you, yelling at you, rolling their eyes, arguing with you, most of the time it's because they're either hungry, lonely, anxious, or tired, and they're doing that to you because you are their safe person. It's not that I just stand there and take it, but I just tell myself that, like, don't take it personally. They really don't hate you. You're just their safe person. And I let them know, like, if it gets to where you're being really rude, like, hey, I'm gonna go in the other room, so why don't you have a breather, and you want to talk, come find me later. And it's not easy to do because you want it, like, especially for me, like I'm very empathetic, and I take things personally, and I think right away, like, just the guilt alone, like I will cry myself to sleep thinking I'm a bad mom because I didn't do this or that, or I might have said something wrong, or it is hard. So the other day I had read somewhere that next time your kid wants to have a sleepover at your house, or have that friend over, or they come into your room, and this is like a very real thing. When I read it, I laughed because it's like your kid won't talk to you, or your teenager won't talk to you all day, and then at like 10, 11 o'clock at night when you're getting ready for bed and you're so tired, they'll come in your room, and then they'll want to, chit chat for an hour or so. And that does happen with every single one of my teenagers. Like the 3 older ones, they won't talk to me all day. They'll ignore me. If I ask them a question, it's like I'm irritating them because I asked them how their day was. But then sometimes at like 10:30 at night, they'll come in here and they'll start talking. It's like a thing. And I was like, whoa, like I'm actually reading this. I'm not the only one that has kids that do this. It is an actual thing. And that made me feel better. And then it's like the next time your kid says, hey, can we go get some French fries? Or hey, can you run me to Walmart to get some eyeliner or lip gloss? Like, don't always just say no. Or hey, can you take me to my friend's house? Sometimes, yes, you have to say no because A, you might not have the money to do something like that, or B, you don't want to be taken advantage of either, that they know you're going to say yes every time they want something. But I did find myself, because we have all these kids, and 2 of them have permits, but even if they have their license, we don't have extra cars, being a chauffeur. And it was like, run me here, run me there, you take my friend's house, and you pick this friend up. And I would get irritated, and I'm like, fine, like just mad. I feel myself getting mad because I'm tired. And I read this, like, next time just, yeah, because you're using that, even if it's 2 minutes down the road, as some time to connect with your kid. And just that feeling of them feeling safe and that their friends can feel safe with you, knowing that you're that mom that will go out of their way to help, especially because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Again, not that I can do it all the time because I do have like appointments and stuff. But the other day I picked up Allie, my oldest, from college. And she didn't ask, but she'd asked the week before that, can we go to McDonald's? I was like, no. She's like, can we go to Starbucks? No. And she was even like, I'll pay for it. I'm like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to go. I just want to go home. And when I picked her up that day, I said, do you want to go to Starbucks? And she looked at me like I was from another planet. She's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I don't have my wallet. And I said, that's okay. I said, I got it. I got it. I'll treat you. And we went to Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks. I used to when I was in my 20s. I don't know how to order. I don't know what to order. I just like my plain old K-Cups from the donut shop K-Cups. And so she ordered what was it? It was some apple caramel, I don't know, some fall drink. And she got it hot and it was like 80 degrees outside. So I'm like, I'll just have what she's having, but iced. And then she got the pumpkin loaf because she loves the Starbucks pumpkin loaf. We got the small, the tall or whatever, and it was like $16 because everywhere asked for a tip now. I'm like, good grief, like you cannot get away from it. And I always feel like I'm doing something wrong if I don't leave like $1 tip. So it was like $16, right? Which, is not cheap. So we sat down with our drinks and she ate her pumpkin loaf and I tasted the drink and I'm like, this is disgusting. I did not like it. And she had the same thing but hot. So she tasted mine and she's like, yeah, I don't like it iced either. But I thought, no big deal. I've got 5 other kids and a husband. One of them will probably like it. I'll just take it home, put it in the fridge. We ended up sitting in the coffee shop for about an hour and I let her lead the conversation and she opened up some and just shared with me, and I just listened. And it had been so long since we had something like that. I'm like, yeah, they'll come in my room sometimes, like I said, but a lot of times when you're at home and the other kids are in and out, like interrupting, or the TV's on, or the dogs are barking, being in like a place like Starbucks, we were out and got something, and it was just, it felt different. And I thought I need to do more stuff like this. So when they asked me, hey, can you run me to Walmart? I'm out of lip gloss, or to use those moments to listen to them and to connect with them. So when I got home, none of the kids liked that drink and my husband didn't like it. And as I was dumping it out, I thought, what a waste of money. But then I thought, you know what? That was the best cup of coffee I ever spent money on, because I made a memory with my daughter and we connected over it. And those are the kind of things that I think we need to do with our teenagers. We need to, as much as we get irritated and frustrated and scared for them and the anxiety, we need to be the calm in their storms, because being a teenager is hard. I would not want to be a teenager this day and age. I wouldn't. I think they have it so much harder than my generation or the generations before mine. Validation, I feel like, is so important. So even if you don't agree with what your kid is saying, or you think it's absolutely nonsense what they are saying, you don't have to believe in it. But validate their feelings, no matter what. Validate, because when they know you're validating their feelings, they begin to feel safer. They'll start coming to you more. And so me and my husband are really, working on this. So my kids are at an age now where some of them are questioning their faith, which is really hard as, Christian mom. I feel like they get to a certain age and I can't push them anymore and make them go to church, because I feel like if I do that, then I'm just going to push them away more. And so one of my kiddos has some different interests now, and it doesn't matter if I don't believe in it. I listen to what they are saying. And if they ask my opinion on it, then I can give it nicely. I don't want to say anything like I think that's stupid or you're just wrong. I want to share the truth with them, but you have to do it a certain way so you're not pushing them away further. And they just, sometimes it's for shock value. They just, want to see how far they can test you. They want you to see that, hey, I'm my own person, so I'm going to believe in this now. And a lot of the times it's just a phase. Like, a lot of times it's just a phase. Not all the time, but validate, because I want it to get to a point when my kids are adults and not living here anymore, that I want them to want to come visit. I want them to call me up like I do with my mom when I live closer, say, hey, you want to meet for lunch or something. So it's not easy being a parent of a teen. That's my Tea Tuesday. So the only other thing I wanted to share really quick is for the Tea Tuesdays. So this one's a little bit different. I shared this book, I think last year in some of my vlogs. It's just to create your own calm. It's a journal, so we can pick some pages out of here to read together. I'll fill them out, and then we can go through it like it says, write down 3 things that make you feel nervous, and what is an exciting possibility that also exists inside of each of those. So I can fill it out, and we can read them, and then you guys can comment down below, maybe if you want to share what you're feeling. So we'll bring this back for some of the Tea Tuesdays. And then a lot of the ladies that do Tea Tuesdays just share like thrift store finds or Hobby Lobby. Like they'll do like little shopping hauls that they've done. Or they share like what they've colored. So my mom bought me some alcohol-based markers because of the coloring book I got. It's got some like raised pieces that my Sharpies are all getting really dried out. And so I tried these last night. They're made by Smart Color Art, and it's got a little blender marker that I don't know how to use. I'm not like artistic. But these are only $16.99 on Amazon, and so far I only colored one picture, but they've got the broad tip. So there's the broad tip like that. And then there's a fine line also. And they're really smooth. That's like my pet peeve. Like when I color, that's why I don't like coloring with colored pencils or crayons, because I like when it feels smooth. Like it has to glide, because otherwise it hurts my hands. Because I like dark. I don't like to color light. So that's why I like my glitter pens. And then these Sharpies, like those work well. So I colored this one last night. So it's got kind of like the raised edges. Not all the pages in this book have it, but I don't know. I thought it looked pretty. Like I said, it colored really smooth. I've colored so much in this book. I mean, this is just from my glitter markers that I have. And I'll share those. It's by So Color, I don't know how you say that. It comes with 60 gel pens. They're all glitter. I don't like the metallic ones, so I just make sure I type in the just glitter. This is what they look like, and then it comes with the refills too. So I've tried several brands, and this one's my favorite. In fact, this is my 4th time getting this kind, so I usually have to purchase it every 3 months, because then I use all the refills too. But so I'm still been coloring out of this coloring book, but I do have that I'm interested in trying the alcohol-based markers in this gnome coloring book, because some of these pages are a lot bigger or more detailed, and I feel like the glitter markers sometimes smear. My glitter pens smear, so I'm curious to try like the fine line alcohol-based markers on these pages. And then plus it's got more of like the skin tone colors, because I never knew like the peach or the skin tone color in the glitter markers. It's just very shiny. So I'm curious to color a page from this with these. So I wanted to share that. And then I wanted to share why I've not been posting as much. So my calendar, it's almost September. I haven't even filled it all out. And I'm already getting into October. It's already crazy. So I like to write things down. And so for that, I used my gel pens. Let me go back to this. So I just use these gel pens. I have all like the different colors. And then I found these on coupon at Sam's Club, I don't know, like 6 months ago. They're the zebra highlighters. And this has the broad tip as well. And then the fine point tip too. But I really like this. So when I start making my appointments, I can color, because I have so many kids, I can color code, like for October, Allie's orange, Kennedy's dark blue, Tiffany's light blue, Parker's like a green. And then it's just easier to keep track, because I like in September you can kind of see like everyone has their own color, and then like things that are just for the family, or things that need to get done, I was highlighting it in yellow. So that really helps me keep organized. These are my favorite planners. This is the second time I bought one of these. I don't know who makes it. I'll have to get back to you on that if you're curious. So it has the budget portion, which obviously I haven't filled out October's yet. I do keep a separate notebook for my budget just because I mess up all the time. So I'm constantly like erasing and redoing. So sometimes I don't even use this page, but it does have and I've shared this calendar before, but somebody had asked me, so you have like in October, you got the regular calendar, but then you also have, after your budget thing, it gives you larger spaces to write like for the day. And so what a lot of people use this part for like their appointments and stuff too, but what I like to use this part for is this is my journal, because I don't have as much time to journal like I used to, like full pages. This way every day I can at least write a little paragraph about my day or how I felt. I don't know, it's good to look back on, especially in these years. Raising teens makes me tired. But that's what I wanted to share with you. So let me know if you like this Tea Tuesday. Thank you for give me the idea, Mrs. Peach. And she also like did things where she walked around her house and shared like what different pictures in her house meant, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I can do more things like that. All right, guys, let me know if you like these Tea Tuesdays. And next Tuesday, do you want to see more of my coloring pages? Do you want to see my stickers? Or do you want me? I do have a $25 Hobby Lobby gift card from my sister that I still haven't used. Maybe I can do like a Hobby Lobby haul, show you what I got with 25 bucks. Let me know what you want to see next Tuesday. It could be some of the pictures, or maybe I'll put out fall. I still haven't put out my fall decorations, so maybe that could be our Tea Tuesday. So I want to try to upload at least every Tuesday. I think it's really fun. I think it's a great idea. Go check out those ladies' channels that I do know how to link, and I will talk to you guys next time. Chicken tendies.